In the vast and rapidly evolving landscape of global technology, few stories rival the electrifying rise of BYD, a company that began under the humblest of circumstances. Founded in February of 1995 in Shenzhen, China, BYD started as little more than a small battery manufacturer. The brainchild of Wang Chuanfu, a chemist with vision and relentless determination, the company began its journey producing rechargeable nickel-cadmium batteries, a market dominated by Japanese giants like Sanyo and Panasonic. With a modest initial capital investment of just 2.5 million Chinese yuan and a team of 20, BYD's inception was the classic underdog tale. No fanfare, no immediate promise of global dominance, just a small band of people driven by the goal of making better, more affordable batteries. Wang Chuanfu's entry into the battery market was not accidental. Before founding BYD, he worked as a vice supervisor at the Beijing Nonferrous Research Institute. It was there he noticed a shift in the industry. The Japanese companies were moving from nickel-cadmium to more advanced battery chemistries like nickel metal hydride and lithium-ion. Wang saw an opportunity that went beyond selling batteries. He envisioned a company that could challenge these established players not just with innovation but sheer cost efficiency. Starting in an era marked by fierce competition and economic uncertainty, especially with the Asian financial crisis looming, BYD's early years were a test of endurance and ingenuity. The company's breakthrough came fast and surprisingly early. By 1996, just a year after its founding, BYD had secured a major order from Sanyo, effectively inserting itself into the global battery supply chain. This was no small feat for a fledgling company operating out of Shenzhen, a city so new to economic liberalization that it still had the scent of small-town marketplaces clinging to its bustling streets. The ability to produce batteries on a scale and at a price that attracted industry giants like Philips, Motorola, and Panasonic was a testament to Wang's vision of cost-effective manufacturing. By the late 1990s, despite the Asian financial crisis rocking markets and companies, BYD was thriving, a quiet but powerful underdog making waves. BYD's innovation was not just in manufacturing efficiency but also in its strategy for expansion. In 1998, the company ventured beyond the borders of China to establish its first overseas branch in the Netherlands, a strategic move to bring its products closer to European markets. The following year, it did the same in the United States with BYD America Corporation. These early international forays helped BYD cement its position as a global player in the battery market. Furthermore, BYD was not content to limit itself to phone batteries but quickly diversified into mobile phone components and other electronic parts by the early 2000s, supplying to major global brands such as Apple, Nokia, Dell, and Samsung. This diversification proved critical in growing the company's revenue streams and technological capabilities. A crucial and ironic twist in BYD's early history was the legal challenges it faced. In September of 2002, the company was sued by Sanyo for patent infringement related to lithium-ion battery technology. This lawsuit, rather than crippling BYD, galvanized its resolve to innovate independently and protect its intellectual property. It was a classic David versus Goliath moment, illustrating the fierce industrial battles beneath the calm surface of corporate growth stories. By the time BYD went public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange in July of 2002, it was already well on its way to becoming the dominant battery manufacturer it is today. The IPO marked a turning point, providing the capital needed for bold moves, including the strategic acquisition of a small automotive manufacturer from a state-owned defense company in early 2003. This acquisition was met with skepticism and shareholder disapproval, but Wang Chuanfu had bigger plans. He wanted BYD to be more than a battery supplier. He envisioned a company that would control the entire chain, from raw materials to electric vehicles. The humble Shenzhen factory that churned out phone batteries had set the stage for something much greater. This was a company that understood adversity and saw potential where others saw risk. Wang's ability to read the shifting technological and geopolitical tides would become legendary. What started in 1995 as a battery maker has since exploded into the heart of the electric vehicle revolution, challenging titans like Tesla and Detroit's entrenched automakers. This chapter in BYD's history is not just about a company. It's a story of vision born from struggle, of an underdog daring to change the world one battery at a time. Few business leaders have reshaped the landscape of an entire industry with the sheer force of their vision as Wang Chuanfu, the founder of BYD, has done. His vision was clear from the outset: to transform a modest battery maker into a fully integrated industrial powerhouse that could control every link in its supply chain. Vertical integration was not merely a strategy for cost reduction but a manifesto for self-reliance and resilience in a volatile global marketplace. Wang famously declared, "The bottleneck for electric vehicles is the battery." Recognizing that nothing was more critical to the future of transportation than battery technology, he insisted BYD master this core competency, owning every step from raw materials to battery production and ultimately to vehicle assembly. This obsession with control was driven as much by necessity as by strategy. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, BYD did not have the capital muscle or industrial scale of Japanese or Western competitors. Instead of surrendering to suppliers or risking shortages and price volatility, Wang adopted an adaptive form of vertical integration. He began not with the entire supply chain but by reverse engineering existing products and building internal capabilities piece by piece. This pragmatic approach allowed BYD to grow organically, gradually adding mining, refining, semiconductor manufacturing, and automotive assembly lines under its umbrella. By the early 2000s, Wang's vision took a monumental leap when BYD acquired Xinchuan Machinery Works from a state-owned defense enterprise. This audacious move gave BYD a foothold in automobile manufacturing, but more importantly, it created a platform for integrating its battery technology with vehicle production. Skeptics scoffed at the acquisition, seeing it as an overreach for a battery company. However, Wang's strategic foresight saw it as essential. It was not merely buying a car plant. It was buying a license to industrialize electric vehicle batteries, accelerating BYD's development timeline by several years. This move planted the seeds of BYD's future dominance over an entire value chain few rivals could claim. The pursuit of vertical integration spawned multiple synergistic industries under BYD's umbrella. From mining lithium to manufacturing semiconductors through its subsidiary BYD Semiconductor, the company produced nearly every critical component internally. Electric motors, power electronics, battery cells, battery packs, and final vehicle assembly all took place in-house. Remarkably, only tires and glass were outsourced. This level of control created unprecedented cost leadership, enabling BYD to wage aggressive price competition against Tesla and established auto giants in Detroit. By owning raw materials and component manufacturing, BYD insulated itself from supply shortages and geopolitical disruptions that have crippled many competitors worldwide. Moreover, Wang Chuanfu's model was not rigid but dynamic. Understanding the shifting global landscape, BYD expanded its integrated production facilities strategically around the world. Massive investments in Hungary, Turkey, Brazil, Thailand, and Indonesia signaled BYD's intent to localize production, adapt to market-specific regulations, and bypass tariffs like the European Union's 17% levy on Chinese EVs. This geopolitical camouflage effectively embedded BYD within regional economies and markets, an industrial fortress designed to withstand global tensions. Innovation speed accelerated thanks to this vertical integration. Unlike traditional automotive manufacturers with siloed R&D, design, and manufacturing teams working in sequence, BYD deployed simultaneous engineering. These teams collaborated from project inception, allowing them to rapidly iterate, identify problems early, and bring advanced models like the BYD Dolphin and Seal from concept to production in under 2 years. This operational philosophy not only shortened product development cycles but also gave BYD a nimbleness unmatched by competitors locked into outdated waterfall processes. Wang's hands-on leadership style further fueled this relentless pursuit. Known as a fanatical engineer, he is lauded for personally diving into production issues, sometimes literally working on the factory floor. Charlie Munger, Berkshire Hathaway's late vice chairman and an early investor in BYD, described him as a genius who saved the company from financial collapse with his unyielding work ethic and deep technical understanding. This blend of engineering passion and strategic acumen positioned BYD as a titan capable of not just surviving but thriving in the disruptive electric vehicle era. In essence, Wang Chuanfu redefined what it means to be a modern industrial titan. His vertical integration is a triple-edged sword. It slashes costs, shields operations from global shocks, and accelerates innovation cycles. It has created an anti-fragile business model that grows stronger amid chaos, a critical advantage in today's uncertain world. This approach elevated BYD from a modest battery factory to an unstoppable giant, disrupting Tesla and Detroit's mighty monarchs. Vertical integration was more than a strategy. It was Wang's vision for sustainable mastery over the future of mobility. BYD's journey from a battery manufacturer to a major player in the automobile industry was anything but straightforward. It all began in 2003, when BYD made a daring move by acquiring Qinchuan Machinery Works, a small and struggling state-owned car manufacturer. This acquisition was not without controversy. Many questioned whether a battery company with no history in automobiles could break into such a heavily guarded market. Yet, Wang Chuanfu's ambition to build electric vehicles that integrated BYD's battery technology with automotive engineering was unstoppable. This was the moment BYD officially began its transformation into a full-fledged automaker, planting the seeds of a revolution in electric mobility. The company's first significant automotive release came in 2005 with the BYD F3 sedan, a compact gasoline-powered vehicle aimed at the Chinese domestic market. The car was a hit, with over 1 million units sold in China alone, proving BYD's ability to build vehicles that combined affordability and reliability. While the F3 was not an electric car, it represented a crucial stepping stone for BYD. It gave the company manufacturing experience, brand recognition, and the financial resources needed for future endeavors. The success of the F3 also demonstrated Wang's strategy of gradual expansion, moving from batteries to gasoline cars and then rapidly pivoting to electrification. In 2008, BYD shocked the global automotive industry with the launch of the F3DM, the world's first mass-produced plug-in hybrid vehicle. This breakthrough was remarkable. The F3DM could operate on pure electric power for 37 miles, with a gasoline engine extending its range by another 300 miles. Despite its technological innovation, the F3DM initially suffered commercial failure. Early sales were dismally low, and the vehicle struggled to gain traction outside China. Industry observers were quick to dismiss BYD's electric ambitions as premature. Yet, this step laid critical groundwork for BYD's mastery of plug-in hybrid technology and its later success with fully electric vehicles. Not resting on its laurels, BYD quickly expanded its electric vehicle lineup. The BYD E6, introduced in 2010, was a spacious electric MPV primarily targeted at fleet and taxi services. With an impressive range, the E6 represented BYD's adaptability to urban transportation challenges. Cities worldwide, from Hong Kong to London, adopted the E6 for ride-hailing services, marking BYD's first successful global electric vehicle footprint. The company's focus on electric mobility was not limited to passenger cars. BYD also branched out into electric buses and commercial vehicles, recognizing the vast potential of electrifying public transport. These early electric vehicles were crucial experiments in a rapidly evolving market. BYD's work on battery technology, particularly the development of the revolutionary Blade battery in 2020, addressed critical industry challenges such as safety and energy density. The Blade battery's lithium iron phosphate chemistry provided higher stability, reducing fire risks common with other battery types. This innovation cemented BYD's reputation as not just an automaker but a battery technology pioneer, an advantage that gave it a considerable edge over competitors reliant on third-party suppliers. Meanwhile, BYD's design and manufacturing approach evolved rapidly. By 1999, Wang Chuanfu had already demonstrated his tenacity for vertical integration, by the late 2000s and early 2020s. This philosophy shaped the production of the BYD Tang and Han models. These vehicles combined powerful hybrid and electric drivetrains with sleek, contemporary design, showing the world BYD could rival the style and performance of established carmakers. The Han, launched in 2020, with its blistering acceleration and impressive electric range, was a statement of intent. It announced BYD's arrival as a global heavyweight in electric vehicles, capable of competing not only in China but on the international stage. BYD's automotive journey also reflected broader geopolitical and economic trends. With global demand for electric vehicles climbing alongside regulatory pressures to reduce emissions, BYD positioned itself strategically to benefit from the green transition. It embraced the concept of sustainable mobility not just as a marketing slogan but as a fundamental corporate mission. By doing so, it attracted global partners and investors who saw the company's potential to disrupt traditional automotive hierarchies dominated by Detroit and Silicon Valley giants. In conclusion, BYD's entry into the automotive world was a masterclass in strategic vision and resilience. From a small, uncertain step into car manufacturing, the company rapidly evolved into a formidable electric vehicle powerhouse. Its early struggles, pioneering plug-in hybrids, and eventual breakthroughs with fully electric cars reveal a relentless drive to innovate and dominate. The journey from batteries to cars was not just a business pivot. It was the foundation of BYD's eventual challenge to Tesla and the old automotive order. In the electrified arena of global automobile manufacturing, BYD's ascent was not a stroll through a park, but a fierce battlefield where titans clashed. By the early 2020s, BYD was no longer a distant competitor, but a formidable challenger to Tesla's crown and Detroit's entrenched dominion. The battle lines were drawn not just in market share but in technology innovation, brand perception, and the very future of mobility. For decades, Detroit's Big Three, General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, had clung to their legacy internal combustion engines, while Tesla reigned as the uncompromising innovator of electric vehicles. Now, BYD was storming this fortress with a weapon forged in vertical integration and relentless cost efficiency. Tesla was seen as the pioneer, the high-tech visionary that electrified the dream of the automobile. Its sleek models and charismatic leadership had made it a household name, especially in Western markets. However, BYD's entry into this elite electric vehicle club was subtly revolutionary. Unlike Tesla's Silicon Valley glamour and market exuberance, BYD's strength lay in its industrial might, strategic control over the supply chain, and an ability to produce electric vehicles at prices that made Tesla's premium models seem unattainable for many. This price advantage was not just a happy accident but a calculated strike born from years of mastering raw materials, battery tech, and manufacturing processes. The battle extended deeply into technology, where Tesla's proprietary battery technology and self-driving software were the envy of the industry. But BYD fought back fiercely. The development of the Blade battery was a massive leap forward, offering safety advantages and impressive energy density that challenged Tesla's offerings. While Tesla invested heavily in lithium-ion and new 4680 cells, BYD pushed the limits of lithium iron phosphate batteries, leveraging their inherent safety and longevity. This technological tug-of-war highlighted a fundamental divergence. Tesla raced to innovate at any cost, while BYD pursued innovation that balanced performance, cost, and mass-market appeal. This gave BYD a unique edge, especially in emerging markets where affordability was king. Meanwhile, Detroit's automakers represented the old guard, powerful but often slow to embrace change. Their struggle to transition from gasoline to electric vehicles was marked by fits and starts, regulatory penalties, and a reactive rather than proactive approach. BYD's success was a slap in the face to these established corporations who had dominated global car sales for over a century. The Chinese giant's ability to rapidly iterate electric models, combined with strong domestic and growing international policy support for electric vehicles, accelerated their shift. Detroit's titans found themselves not only competing with an electrification-native company like Tesla, but also an industrial juggernaut capable of flooding the market with affordable alternatives. The irony was compelling. A company founded in a modest Shenzhen battery factory was now destabilizing the market dominance of Detroit's historic carmakers, companies that had shaped the American century and global industrial order. BYD's rise was, in many ways, a challenge to the entire Western industrial model. By owning more of its production inputs than its competitors and moving quickly to establish factories overseas, BYD undercut tariffs and trade barriers while capturing new markets. This global reach extended into Latin America, Europe, Southeast Asia, and emerging economies, where BYD adapted models to local energy infrastructures and regulations. On the marketing front, Tesla had the advantage of an aspirational brand, Tesla owners proudly proclaiming their vehicles as symbols of innovation and environmental consciousness. BYD met this with an aggressive focus on utility, reliability, and an expanding luxury electric line that started gaining envy from Western competitors. The launch of BYD's Han series was pivotal, offering performance on par with high-end Tesla models, but at a significant price discount. Reviews praised BYD for delivering value without compromising quality, an unbeatable formula in an increasingly price-sensitive global market. On the software and autonomous driving front, BYD is rapidly closing the gap. While Tesla's autopilot remains the golden standard for mass-market semi-autonomous driving, BYD has invested heavily in artificial intelligence and advanced driver assistance systems, collaborating with technology partners and leveraging its semiconductor arm to develop proprietary chips. This technological catch-up is critical as autonomous features become non-negotiable for premium electric vehicles. In this dual-front battle, BYD's resilience and agility have caused massive disruption. Tesla's aura of innovation and Detroit's industrial legacy have been shaken by a company that combines industrial mastery with aggressive global strategies. This struggle reflects a much larger narrative about the shifting center of global industrial power. BYD is not just chasing market share. It is rewriting the rules, demonstrating that the future of the car belongs to those willing to control every facet of production and adapt swiftly to changing market dynamics. In conclusion, BYD's fight against Tesla and Detroit is a grand industrial saga marked by strategic brilliance and relentless execution. The underdog from Shenzhen has become the giant that didn't just want to join the industry giants. It aimed to redefine the game entirely. BYD's dominance in the electric vehicle market is not accidental. It hinges on a meticulously orchestrated supply chain that Wang Chuanfu has built like a fortress. Vertical integration was much more than a buzzword for BYD. It was a survival strategy in an industry where supply disruptions and material shortages can cripple even the mightiest automakers. From lithium mines deep in China's terrain to the semiconductor chips powering control units inside EVs, BYD controls nearly every piece of its production puzzle. This complete control over the supply chain allows BYD to reduce costs drastically, minimize dependency on external sources, and accelerate innovation cycles without the bottlenecks that plague competitors. At the heart of BYD's supply chain mastery lies its control over lithium, cobalt, and other vital raw materials. Understanding early on that battery production depends heavily on these often scarce and geopolitically sensitive resources. BYD secured stakes in mining operations and developed close partnerships with mining enterprises globally. This ensured a steady stream of raw materials, especially lithium iron phosphate, which is less volatile in price and supply than alternatives used by many rivals. By owning mines and refining capabilities, BYD not only protected itself from price fluctuations but also eliminated middlemen costs, allowing it to price its electric vehicles aggressively without sacrificing margins. Semiconductor technology, the nerve center of modern electric vehicles, is another critical area where BYD has invested heavily. In response to the global chip shortages that rocked the automotive industry starting in 2020, BYD expanded its semiconductor manufacturing through its subsidiary BYD Semiconductor. This vertical integration in chip production gave BYD a rare advantage. While other manufacturers faced costly production delays and compromises, BYD's factories ran with resilience and speed. Moreover, designing proprietary chips tailored for its vehicles allowed BYD to optimize performance and energy efficiency, reinforcing its technological edge. Battery production itself is where BYD's integration truly shines. The company's in-house development of the Blade battery marked a revolution in safety and performance. BYD's battery plants are among the largest and most advanced globally, capable of producing cells, packs, and modules at scales unmatched by most competitors. This dense network shortcuts the traditional supply chain, slashing lead times from raw material sourcing to vehicle assembly. Such speed and scale helped BYD rapidly roll out new models like the BYD Dolphin and BYD Seal, maintaining momentum in an industry where first movers often seized lasting market share. Beyond production inputs, BYD's control extends to the manufacturing of electric motors and vehicle components. The company produces its own electric drive units, power electronics, and vehicle modules, a strategy that reduces reliance on suppliers and streamlines quality control. This end-to-end manufacturing capability means BYD can iteratively improve designs and manufacturing processes with agility rarely seen outside the tech world. For example, tweaks in motor design can be directly implemented without waiting on external vendors, causing a ripple effect of enhancements in vehicle efficiency and performance. To expand its global footprint, BYD established manufacturing facilities beyond China, ensuring the supply chain remains robust against trade wars, tariffs, and regional disruptions. Production hubs in Europe, South America, and Southeast Asia not only shorten delivery routes but also localize production to meet regional regulations and consumer preferences. For instance, BYD's Hungarian factory, expected to have an annual capacity of 800,000 vehicles, signifies a bold push into European markets, mitigating the impact of import duties and currency fluctuations. Such global diversification further fortifies BYD's supply chain independence, making it resilient and adaptive. This supply chain mastery also strengthens BYD's environmental commitment. By controlling raw material extraction and production processes, the company can enforce sustainability standards and optimize energy use throughout its operations. This holistic vision aligns with global green initiatives and appeals to environmentally conscious consumers, positioning BYD not just as an industry leader in sales, but as a pioneer in responsible manufacturing. In summary, BYD's strength lies in its unyielding control over the entire production ecosystem, from raw materials in remote mines to cutting-edge electric vehicles on city streets. This mastery of the supply chain is a powerful engine fueling BYD's rise, enabling it to outprice competitors, innovate rapidly, and scale globally with unmatched efficiency. Wang Chuanfu's long-term vision of industrial independence has transformed BYD into a resilient giant, capable of weathering global uncertainties and dominating the future of electric mobility. BYD's story is one of continuous innovation in the face of immense pressure from global competitors and a rapidly changing market landscape. The company has faced a dual challenge: to keep pace with cutting-edge technological developments while also managing the complexities of scaling production and entering diverse markets. Under Wang Chuanfu's leadership, BYD evolved beyond a simple battery maker into a fast-moving innovation powerhouse, known for bold technology leaps and a culture that embraces experimentation alongside ruthless efficiency. This chapter unfolds the story behind some of BYD's most remarkable breakthroughs and strategic gambles that reshaped the EV industry. The development of the Blade battery in 2020 marked a technological milestone not just for BYD but for the entire automotive industry. Designed to address the burning, literally, issue of battery safety, the Blade battery uses lithium iron phosphate chemistry, combined with a unique cell-to-pack design that improves heat dissipation and reduces the risk of thermal runaway. This innovation was a direct response to several high-profile electric car fires around the world that shook consumer confidence in EV technology. The Blade battery not only earned BYD global acclaim for its safety, but also offered longer lifespan and better performance at a lower cost compared to traditional lithium-ion packs. A true game-changer. Yet innovation at BYD extends far beyond batteries. The company's bold move into semiconductor manufacturing, the very chips that control everything from power management to autonomous driving features, was a direct response to global shortages that crippled the auto industry starting in 2020. BYD Semiconductor began producing chips tailored specifically for its vehicles, giving it a strategic advantage in supply chain resilience and performance optimization. This vertical integration allowed BYD to innovate more quickly and avoid the crippling delays experienced by rivals dependent on third-party suppliers. As autonomy and driver assistance features became pivotal selling points, BYD's investment in chip design gave it a technological foundation to compete in the era of smart electric vehicles. In addition to hardware, BYD has aggressively invested in artificial intelligence and software development. While Tesla is often hailed as the software pioneer in EVs, BYD managed to build a proprietary operating system embedded within its vehicles, enabling advanced remote diagnostics, over-the-air updates, and a seamless user interface. The company's AI-powered features include smart voice assistants and intelligent navigation systems designed to improve safety and convenience, particularly in congested urban environments. This focus on software represents BYD's understanding that future market leadership depends on integrating technology and user experience as effectively as traditional hardware prowess. Bold moves also characterized BYD's approach to product development timelines. Unlike many legacy automakers, which have slow and bureaucratic innovation cycles, BYD accelerated its development process by implementing simultaneous engineering practices. The introduction of models such as the BYD Dolphin and Seal within remarkably short timeframes showcases this agile methodology. These vehicles boast cutting-edge battery technology, aerodynamic designs, and competitive pricing arms that hit rising demand segments. The company's rapid rollout of fresh models contrasts sharply with traditional giants whose long product development cycles often cede market opportunities to nimble newcomers. Challenges along the way were significant. Early plug-in hybrid models like the F3DM initially suffered commercial failure due to premature market conditions and consumer hesitance. However, instead of retreating, BYD doubled down on research and development, improving its hybrid technologies and expanding consumer education. This resilience paid off as plug-in hybrids became a popular transitional solution in markets wary of full electric adoption. By continuously improving and iterating, BYD built a reputation for reliability and convenience, key factors in securing consumer trust. The company's daring decision to localize production across multiple countries, including Europe and Southeast Asia, was another part of its innovation strategy. This approach not only circumvents tariffs and regulatory hurdles, but allows BYD to tailor vehicles to specific regional preferences and standards. Local plants equipped with advanced manufacturing technologies ensure quality control and responsiveness to market changes, blending innovation with operational excellence. In conclusion, BYD's breakthrough technologies and bold moves have been essential pillars of its rise to EV dominance. It has consistently transformed challenges into opportunities, from battery safety crises to supply chain disruptions, employing innovative solutions and strategic foresight. This ability to innovate under pressure defines BYD's unique place in the automotive world, signaling a future where resilience and technological mastery go hand in hand. BYD's explosive growth is not confined to its home turf in China. Its ambitions have always been global, and the company's aggressive international expansion is reshaping the electric vehicle landscape worldwide. As early as the mid-2000s, BYD began planting industrial seeds overseas, and by the 2020s, these efforts matured into a sprawling global operation. The company's strategy has been simple but bold. Establish local manufacturing bases to circumvent tariffs and adapt vehicles to regional preferences, all while leveraging its unparalleled supply chain. This global footprint has propelled BYD from a local powerhouse into one of the world's foremost electric vehicle manufacturers. Europe has emerged as a critical battleground in BYD's expansion story. For decades, European automakers dominated the continent's car market, but rising environmental regulations and a growing appetite for electric vehicles opened the door for newcomers. BYD entered cautiously at first, testing the waters with electric buses and fleet vehicles. Yet by the early 2020s, BYD's passenger vehicles, especially the economical Dolphin and the luxury Han sedan, began capturing attention for their balance of price, range, and features. In 2025, BYD's sales in the European Union surged dramatically, with the company's models outselling Tesla in several markets. This growth was fueled by competitive pricing, thanks to BYD's vertically integrated supply chain and strategic placement of a new factory in Hungary. This plant, poised to produce up to 800,000 vehicles annually, positions BYD to directly serve European consumers, eliminating tariffs and reducing shipping times. The North American market has proved trickier, with regulatory and competitive challenges slowing BYD's initial push. Nonetheless, the company's acquisition of battery manufacturing facilities in the United States and partnerships with local suppliers signal a commitment to enter this lucrative market on its own terms. Despite a slower start, BYD's expanding portfolio of hybrids and fully electric vehicles means the company is preparing to appeal to the growing segment of environmentally conscious American consumers. Analysts predict BYD's localized manufacturing and competitive pricing could make it a significant player in North America within the next decade. Southeast Asia and Latin America have provided fertile ground for BYD's growth, with the company capitalizing on rising urbanization and increasing environmental awareness. Countries like Thailand, Brazil, and Chile have welcomed BYD's electric buses and passenger cars as part of broader pushes towards sustainable transport infrastructure. BYD's ability to customize its products for local conditions, such as heat tolerance and charging infrastructure compatibility, has helped these expansions succeed where others have faltered. In Latin America, BYD leads an electric vehicle boom, assisting cities in electrifying public transport and rolling out affordable passenger vehicles for growing middle classes. International expansion has been supported by BYD's research and development centers located strategically around the world. This global R&D presence enables the company to innovate rapidly, adapt designs to regional regulations, and respond to consumer feedback with agility. Collaborations with local governments, universities, and tech partners have accelerated BYD's learning curve and facilitated smoother market entry, especially as electric vehicle regulations diverge internationally. The aggressive global expansion has not been without challenges. BYD faces stiff competition from entrenched automakers and new entrants alike, along with geopolitical uncertainties including trade restrictions and regulatory hurdles. Yet BYD's strategy of local production, supply chain control, and technology leadership provides a resilient framework. By maintaining tight control over its costs and manufacturing processes, BYD can offer competitive pricing in diverse markets, a key advantage against luxury-focused Tesla and legacy manufacturers adjusting to electrification. In summary, BYD's global ambitions represent one of the most ambitious expansion programs in the automotive world. From Europe to Latin America, from manufacturing hubs in Hungary and Brazil to developing markets in Southeast Asia, BYD has crafted a global ecosystem that positions it as a dominant force in the electric vehicle revolution. While competition and regulatory challenges loom large, BYD's integrated model, strategic investments, and relentless pursuit of innovation equip it to continue disrupting the traditional auto industry on multiple continents. BYD's meteoric rise has not been without its share of challenges. The road to becoming the world's top electric vehicle seller was littered with doubts, setbacks, and intense competition that tested the company's resilience and flexibility. From early investor skepticism to stiff market competition and fluctuating government policies, BYD had to navigate a complex maze to solidify its industry dominance. This chapter delves into the obstacles BYD faced and the strategic maneuvers that allowed it to overcome these challenges and emerge stronger. In the early years of BYD's automotive venture, internal skepticism played a significant role. Many industry analysts viewed Wang Chuanfu's ambition with doubt, particularly when BYD acquired Qinchuan Machinery Works. Critics dismissed BYD as a battery company overreaching by stepping into the deeply competitive automobile industry, dominated by legacy manufacturers with decades of experience. Early plug-in hybrid models like the F3DM failed to capture mass-market interest, and BYD struggled to balance innovation with profitability. These shortcomings led to cautious investor sentiment, which at times threatened BYD's financial stability. External market pressures compounded these internal doubts. The global EV market in the early 2010s was nascent and volatile, characterized by frequent changes in government subsidies and incentives that were crucial for electric vehicle adoption. BYD's domestic Chinese market saw fluctuations in demand as subsidies were rolled back or restructured. Competition from emerging Chinese EV startups like NIO and XPeng added pressure, fragmenting market share and forcing BYD to innovate rapidly. Additionally, BYD faced increasing scrutiny from rival automakers and government regulators globally, necessitating constant adaptation in product design and compliance. The COVID-19 pandemic presented a global economic shock that hit the automotive industry severely. Supply chain disruptions, semiconductor shortages, and fluctuating consumer confidence slowed production and sales worldwide. BYD was not immune to these shocks, but its vertically integrated model provided a cushion. While many competitors faced prolonged shutdowns and delayed launches, BYD's control over battery and semiconductor production allowed it to maintain a relatively stable output. This operational resilience during a global crisis was a key factor differentiating BYD from its less integrated rivals. Technological hurdles also contributed to BYD's rocky path. Developing the Blade battery, a cornerstone of BYD's promise of safer and more efficient EVs, required overcoming significant engineering challenges. Early skepticism from industry experts questioned whether lithium iron phosphate batteries could achieve the energy density and performance necessary for mass-market electric vehicles. BYD invested heavily in R&D and field testing, gradually proving the battery's capabilities and safety, which significantly enhanced consumer and investor confidence. Geopolitical tensions and trade policies further complicated BYD's expansion. As the Chinese company pushed into global markets, it faced import tariffs, regulatory barriers, and political resistance, especially in the United States and parts of Europe. To counteract these, BYD established localized production facilities and partnerships, navigating complex regulatory landscapes and leveraging diplomatic relationships. This strategic localization proved critical in mitigating tariff impacts and enhancing market acceptance. Despite these hurdles, BYD never lost sight of its core mission to lead the electric mobility revolution. The company's willingness to learn from failures, iterate quickly on design and manufacturing processes, and adjust marketing strategies proved vital. Its foray into plug-in hybrids, although initially a commercial struggle, evolved into a successful product family, accounting for almost half of its domestic sales in recent years. BYD's investment in AI-driven software, autonomous systems, and user experience further positioned it at the forefront of next-generation mobility. In recent years, BYD's market share has soared, with the company surpassing Tesla in global pure electric vehicle sales by mid-2025. This impressive feat reflects BYD's strategic agility and ability to overcome adversity. While some challenges persist, such as market saturation in China and intensifying competition, BYD's diversification into overseas markets and continuous innovation provide strong growth prospects. In conclusion, BYD's journey to dominance is a testament to resilience and strategic foresight. Against all odds, the company transformed doubts and setbacks into opportunities, continuously evolving to meet industry challenges head-on. This rocky road was not a detour but an essential part of what forged BYD into the electric vehicle giant it is today. The year 2025 marked a historic milestone in the global electric vehicle market. BYD surpassed Tesla to become the world's largest EV seller. This achievement was not merely a triumph of sales numbers but a symbol of seismic shifts in global industrial leadership and consumer preferences. For years, Tesla had set the pace, capturing imaginations with its sleek designs, charismatic leadership, and cutting-edge technology. Yet BYD's relentless strategy of vertical integration, superior supply chain control, and cost-effective innovation finally propelled it beyond Tesla's reach, reshaping the future of electric mobility. Quantifying this shift highlights BYD's dominance. Through the third quarter of 2025, BYD's pure electric vehicle sales hit approximately 1,600,000 units globally, outpacing Tesla by nearly 388,000 vehicles. This margin is significant in a market growing explosively but fiercely competitive. While Tesla posted solid growth rates, BYD's better control over component sourcing, notably its blade battery technology, and its array of competitively priced models appealed to a broader demographic. These factors bore fruit in both BYD's home market of China and its expanding global presence. The tipping point came after sustained quarters where BYD consistently outperformed Tesla. For consecutive quarters of sales leadership underscored the company's capacity to sustain volume and meet rising demand. This performance is striking given Tesla's early mover advantage and loyal customer base. However, BYD's strategy to diversify its product range, combining fully electric vehicles with highly efficient plug-in hybrids, allowed it to capture a wider audience, including those hesitant to commit to all-electric technology. Nearly half of BYD's domestic sales in China are attributed to its plug-in hybrid models, which offer practical range benefits and reduced charging anxiety. One major contributor to BYD's rise is its pricing strategy. While Tesla's vehicles typically cater to the premium segment, BYD has successfully offered vehicles at significantly lower price points without compromising on key features or safety. The blade battery's cost efficiency and longevity give BYD a pricing edge, especially in developing and price-sensitive markets. This approach has enabled BYD to tap into vast consumer pools in Asia, Latin America, and now Europe, where affordability often trumps brand prestige. Europe's embrace of BYD further accelerated its growth. In 2025 alone, BYD sales in the European Union surged by over 272%, smashing Tesla's sales figures in several key markets. BYD's establishment of a manufacturing facility in Hungary allows it to bypass tariffs and adjust vehicles to meet European standards, solidifying its foothold. This rapid European expansion reveals a company confident in scaling beyond China, competing head-on with established automakers and rising EV challengers alike. Despite BYD's surge, Tesla remains a formidable competitor, pushing technological frontiers in autonomous driving and battery innovation. In response, BYD continues investing in proprietary chip manufacturing, AI-driven vehicle software, and next-generation solid-state battery research. The race for technological leadership is far from over, but BYD's vertical integration gives it a resilience and speed advantageous in this high-stakes competition. The tipping point also reflects changing geopolitical and industrial trends. Earlier, many observers doubted if a Chinese automaker could dethrone a Silicon Valley icon or challenge Detroit's legacy. BYD's ascent symbolizes China's growing dominance in global technology and manufacturing. Its success challenges traditional narratives about innovation and marks a dramatic pivot in global economic power towards Asia. In conclusion, BYD's surpassing of Tesla in worldwide electric vehicle sales is a landmark moment in automotive history. It exemplifies how visionary leadership, rigorous integration, and relentless innovation can disrupt even the most entrenched industries. As BYD ushers in a new era of electric mobility, it not only cements its status as an industry giant but also sets the stage for an electrified future defined by accessibility, sustainability, and global competition. BYD's rise from an obscure battery factory in 1995 to the world's largest electric vehicle seller in 2025 is nothing short of epic. This journey is not only a testament to the vision and tenacity of its founder, Wang Chuanfu, but also a profound reflection of broader transformations shaping the future of transportation and global industry. BYD stands today as a giant whose legacy carries far-reaching implications for technology, sustainability, and geopolitics. Its story is a beacon for emerging industrial powers, proving that control, innovation, and resilience can defy expectations and dismantle long-standing hierarchies. At the core of BYD's legacy is its pioneering model of vertical integration. By mastering every step from lithium mining to semiconductor production and vehicle assembly, BYD crafted a business model that is as robust as it is efficient. In an era where supply chain disruptions and raw material scarcities threaten industries worldwide, BYD's self-reliance is a blueprint for future manufacturers. The company not only lowered costs but also created a formidable barrier to entry, deterring competitors and positioning itself as a stable, long-term leader in the rapidly electrifying automotive market. Technological innovation remains another pillar of BYD's enduring impact. The development of the Blade battery and advancements in plug-in hybrid systems exemplify how BYD redefines safety, performance, and affordability in electric mobility. These breakthroughs have not only lifted BYD but also accelerated the entire EV industry's maturation. As BYD invests in AI-powered autonomous driving and next-generation solid-state batteries, it pushes the boundaries of what electric vehicles can achieve, ensuring the future is dominated by smart, efficient, and accessible transportation. Moreover, BYD has proven that sustainability and industrial growth are not mutually exclusive. The company's commitment to green manufacturing practices, sustainable resource extraction, and energy-efficient production sets a new standard for environmental responsibility in heavy industry. This alignment with global climate goals enhances BYD's brand appeal and prepares it for a future where regulatory and consumer demands for sustainability will only intensify. BYD's leadership in this regard contributes to a global shift toward greener economies and cleaner transportation networks. Geopolitically, BYD's ascent symbolizes the shifting balance of economic power toward Asia, especially China. The company's ability to challenge American and European automakers on technology, scale, and price reshapes global economic narratives. BYD's international expansions, factory installations, and market penetrations disrupt traditional supply chains and trade patterns, highlighting the new realities of globalized industrial competition. This realignment signals not just a commercial victory but shifts in global influence tied to technological and manufacturing prowess. BYD's impact extends beyond automotive. Its innovations in battery technology have implications for energy storage, renewable energy integration, and even grid stabilization. The company is poised to become a leader in next-generation battery markets and energy solutions, contributing to a far-reaching energy transition that goes well beyond cars. This breadth ensures BYD's legacy will influence multiple sectors and accelerate the global push toward sustainability. For consumers, BYD's rise democratizes electric mobility. By offering affordable, reliable, and advanced electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles, BYD is helping a broad swath of the population transition away from fossil fuels. This accessibility fosters wider EV adoption, supporting societies in meeting emissions targets and improving air quality. In this way, BYD is not just an automaker but a key player in shaping healthier, more sustainable cities worldwide. Finally, BYD's story is one of human ambition, resilience, and the power of visionary leadership. Wang Chuanfu's relentless pursuit of innovation, attention to detail, and refusal to accept industry norms remind us that transformative change often starts with a single idea nurtured through perseverance. For entrepreneurs and industrialists worldwide, BYD serves as a case study in building empire from the ground up under challenging circumstances. As BYD hurdles toward a future where electric vehicles dominate the roads, its legacy will be far more than the #1 seller in volume. It stands as a trailblazer that altered the course of mobility, redefined industrial strategy, and set a high bar for sustainable innovation. The company's continued expansion and technological advancements will shape not only how people move, but how economies grow and societies evolve in an electrified world. Before sharing this story, remember, the rise of BYD is not just a corporate saga. It's a chapter in the ongoing revolution of human progress, empowering greener, smarter, and more accessible transportation for generations to come. If you found this journey enlightening, share it in the comments and don't forget to check out our channel for more stories that change the way we see the world.